Hey y'all. First and foremost, I want to thank implementation specialists for inviting me to speak today and for their partnership. And I thank everyone here that you carved out time to listen. So really quick, let me introduce myself before we jump in. My name is Jody Thibodeau. I'm an account executive with Greenshades. Just a little bit about my background. I started out in HR, did staffing and recruiting for over 15 years, ended up moving into technology and ultimately married the two and have been in the HR technology space for some time. I'm glad to be here with you today. And really, what our goal is today is to share how Greenshades can enhance your Dynamics ERP system. And we hope that you will leave feeling armed with some good information that will set you up for future success. So let's talk briefly about the advantages of in-house payroll. First, I want to outline the differences in in-house and outsourced payroll. Outsourced payroll services do require that you give up some operational and financial controls regarding payroll. For instance, when a company hits submit on a pay run in an outsourced payroll solution, that payroll service is reaching into their account and impounding funds. They do 3 impounds. One will be for their direct deposits, one will be for their taxes, and one will be for their fees. Facts about that is that you have operational deadlines dictating when you must finalize your payroll. Anybody who's worked with an outsourced payroll is very familiar with these. The most common is if you're running a check for Friday, then you've got to submit that payroll by Wednesday at 3 o'clock. My last organization, it was Monday at 3 o'clock. And the reason for this really is that because they're impounding funds, they want to have that money in hand prior to sending out those direct deposits, just in the event, kind of mitigating risk in case that client NSFs and they've already sent those direct deposits out. They also require a float for the taxes, or what they say is that they're pulling those taxes and keeping those in an account until it's time to pay those taxes. So they impound the taxes or those funds for the taxes with each payroll. And as we know, not all taxes are due immediately. They're often not due until the close of the quarter. So the reality is those outsourced companies invest those funds until they are due. So it's another profit center for them. So you can see how you give up some operational and financial controls when you're utilizing an outsourced payroll company. And many of you have been doing payroll in-house in your Dynamics system. And so you're accustomed to an in-house model. Greenshades is also an in-house solution. This model offers flexibility and allows you to maintain those operational and financial controls. So no deadlines. You run payroll when it works for your organization. You can run off-cycle payrolls if need be. You maintain your cash flow. And I think it is worth sharing that you're able to choose your banking relationships rather than that outsourced company doing that on your behalf. And I never really even considered this, but I am familiar with one outsourced payroll company that was utilizing Silicon Valley Bank for their direct deposits. And when SVB collapsed, it was a Friday, which is a payday. Millions of dollars were locked up in that collapse, and thousands of people did not get paid that day. So I do think there's value in being able to choose your own banking relationships. In addition to maintaining your operational and financial controls, an in-house solution allows more flexibility. Most outsourced payroll solutions are actually white labeled. And they're built to accommodate the masses, so to speak. So these are somewhat of cookie cutter solutions, if you will. They don't offer flexibility to address the unique needs of different types of organizations. Greenshades has developed its own platform. We have been a Microsoft partner from day one, so the platform really has been built with Dynamics users in mind. Consequently, it offers the ability to tailor functionality to meet your unique needs. For instance, you have unlimited pay codes and PTO codes. This allows you to accommodate diverse pay structures, such as commissions, bonuses, shift differentials, or project accounting very easily. You can process unlimited pay runs, whether it be multiple pay schedules or off-cycle pay runs. You can capture time and tracking hours across multiple locations, jurisdictions, or states, and be confident that you are in compliance in each area. And for those organizations that have multiple entities, you can seamlessly support them all in one system. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention that we have an open API. So not only are we integrated with your ERP system, but you have the flexibility to connect with your other favorite systems, providing other functionality. I have learned that many of y'all are doing payroll in Dynamics, and you have been doing it for some time. Many share with me that they have adapted through the years, whether it be workarounds, extra clicks, manual processes or calculations, maybe purchasing add-ons to support their needs, some even from Greenshades. But they're spending a lot of time in processing payroll. So it's safe to say that there are hard and soft costs associated with operating in this environment. And I often hear, we've done it this way for years. The reality is that sometimes we don't know what we don't know. We don't know about better or more efficient ways to do things. So although Microsoft's announcement may have caused you some stress, it is a great time to begin to consider more user-friendly and effective solutions. With a modern cloud-based system, you can automate and streamline these processes and mitigate risk associated with human error. The system can be configured to address your specific payroll requirements. It provides alerts for areas of concern, and you can make real-time adjustments. You can even easily make adjustments to historical payrolls, and the system will automatically calculate all of the associated taxes to ensure accuracy to make it right. And then all of this data just seamlessly syncs into your GL. As an example, and you can find this case study on our website, it has insights really about the things that we're talking about. Agape was facing significant challenges with its payroll and HR processes due to what they recognized as an outdated Dynamics GP system. They knew that the future of GP was limited, and they needed to invest in a more reliable and efficient solution to ensure business continuity and meet their evolving operational needs. So they decided to implement the full suite of Greenshades solutions to address those challenges. With the automation, they streamlined their payroll and HR processes, reducing payroll processing time from nearly 2 full days to just half a day. They were able to reallocate resources and enhance their overall business efficiency, and the impact was transformational and really future-proofed the company. So as you embark on this next step, the first question is, where should you begin? And the first step in deciding which overall payroll solution best fits your needs. There is really no wrong answer. There's only the right solution for your business needs. And when you're choosing a payroll pathway, some of the things that you really need to consider are on-prem versus the cloud. What are your needs for security and accessibility? Financial control over tax payments versus tax impounding. Off-cycle and special pay runs. Do you need them, or is a fixed pay schedule enough for you? For your staff, do you want electronic functionality or self-serve functionality? And is your payroll or your GL, static, or do you have ongoing changes and updates that need to be made throughout the year? These things are going to influence what tools that will best serve your organization and should be part of your decision-making process when evaluating possibilities. And of course, compliance is always on our mind, so let's talk about it. We've touched a little bit on this, but the reality is that we live in a highly regulatory environment. The rules for tax withholdings, minimum wage, overtime laws quickly change and can vary from region to region. Utilizing a cloud-based in-house solution allows you to automatically adapt to these changes. And the good news is no more manual updates. Greenshades started as a tax compliance solution, so compliance really is at the very core of who we are. You can lean into that expertise and know that Greenshades platform is automatically updated to reflect compliance changes, reducing the risk for you and your team. Outside of payroll, there are other compliance factors that can impact your payroll processing as well. Some of them might include ensuring your organization meets Affordable Care Act or ACA requirements with automated eligibility tracking, reporting, and filings to avoid penalties. Automating the generation and electronic filing of your W-2s, 1099s, 1095Cs, and other required forms. Automatic federal, state, and local payroll tax calculations, filings, and payments to ensure accurate and timely compliance. Compliance with varying state and local paid sick leave regulations by automating accruals, tracking, reporting, all of those things. Meeting labor law requirements by tracking hours worked, overtime, ensuring proper classification of employees, part-time versus full-time, and just the basic gathering of I-9s and W-4s during onboarding. It's a lot to think about. Many of you are familiar with aspects of our system, and you've been using us for tax, year-end forms, or some other HR functionality. Surveys that y'all have responded to indicate that you'd like to see some of the additional functionality. So what I'd like to do is just give you kind of a high-level glimpse. Two of the main benefits behind transition are security and accessibility. Greenshades' secure platform is available to you and your employees from anywhere. And if COVID taught us anything, it's that accessibility can be crucial at times. As you can see, the platform includes extensive capabilities for managing your workforce. An all-in-one solution we have for your payroll, HR, and taxes. It's a full human capital management solution, hire to retire. Your payroll dashboard, this is where you can view all of your recent and upcoming payroll actions. When you're ready to process payroll, the payroll grid allows you to check and correct any data in the system. And although we have a native timekeeping solution, it also allows for easy imports from other systems if you prefer. Once payroll is completed, you can easily access all of your payroll reports. A few functions to highlight from the payroll dashboard are that you can view the details from your last pay run and most recent pay runs. You have the ability to void checks or make adjustments to a completed pay run. And as I mentioned earlier, the system will make all of the necessary corrections on the back end to your tax liabilities. You can also add off-cycle pay runs easily when you need. There are what if and gross up calculators, so you no longer have to do all of those calculations manually. And it actually will automate arrearages. So again, you're not having to manually manage recapturing money from your employees. From within the settings, you have full access to your GL chart of accounts, and this is very unique. I don't know of any other payroll solution that gives you this kind of visibility or access. In an outsourced payroll company, you actually send that in to them. They have someone in the background that actually does all that mapping. And then once they let you know, but let's be real, things change throughout the course of the year. You may have new departments, locations, either from growth, acquisition, what have you. We give you full access if you want to make those changes on your own, whereas in an outsourced environment, you would have to resubmit those and go through that process of mapping again. Additionally, to giving you the access to be able to make the changes on your own with the integrations with Dynamics, if you make a change in your GP or BC, that change flows back into Greenshades. So you only have to make those changes in one place. And speaking of Dynamics integrations, we understand that integration with your ERP system is a focus. The seamless flow of data, of course, helps provide real-time information to ensure efficient operations and business decisions. As we've discussed, Greenshades has been in partnership with Microsoft and integrated with those Dynamics products really from the beginning. And these are bi-directional integrations. So imagine as you onboard a new employee in Greenshades, that information flows over into your GP. If you make changes in your GL in GP, as I mentioned, it flows back into Greenshades. Then when you run your payroll, that data flows into GP. Also, with those integrations, it makes implementations easier because we can go in and extract data from GP and pull it into Greenshades. When you're ready to move to your new ERP system, we have the same type of integration with Business Central. That integration includes the job module. So if you're doing job costing and you're going to be using that module in BC for your project accounting, then we're positioned to support that. So let's talk a little bit about timing. With the impending end of life of GP, we've been assisting clients transitioning from one to the other for some time now. And of course, there are learnings with that experience. And so we really would want to share that with you to ensure that you have the best possible experience in transitioning. So, I mean, first, decoupling payroll from GP, as we've discussed, provides increased flexibility as your business scales. We provide more functionality and give you assurance of compliance and a greater degree of access. But payroll is just one aspect of the functionality that you may be utilizing in GP, but it's also an area of heavy compliance and regulation, as we've discussed. So it's an ideal place to start for your overall transition. Rather than trying to transition everything all at once, potentially stressing resources, we have seen clients have a lot of success with compartmentalizing and starting with payroll and HR. Moving this aspect of your operations ensures continuity, particularly since it's a vital aspect of your operations. People do count on getting paid. I know I do. So move payroll first, stabilize it, and then move the ERP aspect of the transition. And the beauty is that since we're integrated with all of the Dynamics products, if you're moving from GP to BC, we can integrate you initially with GP until you're ready to look at the larger picture and move on to BC. Once you go live in BC, then we can move that integration over to the BC. We just simply need to rework your GL since it'll operate a little bit differently, but that's not a big lift. And then we don't charge for moving that integration. So let's tie a bow on things. As I shared, Greenshades is a full HR payroll solution. As I said, from hire to retire, so to speak. So it provides payroll, time and labor management, HR, benefit management, and of course, tax and compliance. What I hope you took away from today is that Greenshades is an in-house solution, providing a great option that offers flexibility to address the specific needs of your organization. It automates compliance, helping reduce manual work, human error, and mitigating risk for you and your team, and provides that seamless integration with your Dynamics ERP system, ensuring communication of data in real time. We thank you for your time today and hope that you feel like you're leaving with some nuggets of information that are valuable. If you are ready to take a more in-depth look at other options, would love to provide you a full demo of Greenshades. You can reach out either to implementation specialists or myself, and you can see my email address here. Thank you, and you have a fabulous day.